Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Today we're gonna be watching Soul Surfer. I heard that it's a movie that has cushion-based themes around it. I don't know how it does, but apparently I've heard about it. So I don't know too much about this movie. Like literally, when I was adding this movie on my laptop and searching for it, that's when I found out that her arm is gonna be what's the word again? Implicated? I don't remember the word, but she's not gonna have her arm, and I was shocked. I thought it was just gonna be like a lady that wants to become a surfer or something like that, and it's gonna be like a wholesome family movie, probably a little bit of prayer. But I did not think it was gonna be a sad movie, so I was preparing myself for like a fun teen adventure movie. Maybe it's still gonna be like that, but maybe it's not gonna be completely sad. Let me not be pessimistic about that. But I didn't even expect that. I only found that out just now. And that blew my mind. So, what are my expectations for this movie? I expect it to be inspiring, obviously. And assuming she's gonna keep on chasing a surfing dream, even though her arm is gonna be cut off. I'm not sure exactly how that happens. I think it's from a shock attack, but I'm not sure. I also expect I don't know how to expect the faith-based elements and getting faith, perseverance, endurance. I love that. And yeah, hope I'll join this video.
Just get in the water already.
Every time we have those underwater shots, I'm always nervous about the shark thing. Like I would have done so well watching. I finished Soul Surfer. Sorry, I'm still recovering from that movie. What a movie. That movie was absolutely beautiful, absolutely inspiring. I enjoyed every moment of it. I think one of the things that I really, really loved from this movie was her family support and her siblings and both and her parents. Support is so beautiful to me. Like, my first reaction, right, the shock attack, I was completely shocked. I did not, like, I knew it was coming, but I still didn't see it coming. And when it happened, it was so intense. Like the camera shaky, the movements were fast paced. Like you could feel that nauseating dizziness fell. So it was wonderfully shot because I felt like I was in that moment. I was getting tense. I was getting dizzy. I was getting overwhelmed. I was feeling the stress and the pressure of the situation. And I could understand how the dad was just like, he doesn't want to continue surgery. I would be in that same mode. I would be not even thinking straight, like, my child, what? And if I was the parent, right? Okay, not if I was the parent, just, I know my, okay, I don't know if my parents would or not, but I would assume the parents would be so against her going back on the water. They would just be like, I never want to see you in the ocean ever again. But her parents were not, and that surprised me. It surprised me how supportive they were, how much they believed in her. Clearly, they still had their fears and anxieties. Like you could see the mom, she was getting a bit uncomfortable whenever she'd be on the waves or when she would be surfing, or the dad, they would be a bit more gentle with her. But it wasn't that they were trying to stop her. They were not shutting down her dream, saying, okay, this is not possible, you should quit the surfing thing, you shouldn't be doing this, you just give up. That wasn't what was happening. Instead, they were encouraging her and they were telling her, you can do this, you can do this, and her siblings too. And I thought that was such a beautiful example of family support and such a healthy family dynamic. I loved the parents' marriage completely. Like throughout this movie, I was just thinking, wow, these parents are still so in love. You can tell they're just like best friends. They would, the dad would often tickle the mother, they'll make jokes with each other. They were also there to support one another and encourage one another. And I felt like that was such a beautiful display. Like after seeing like on media so many like divorces and marriage fights and like people just poking fun of each other and saying like, just seeing marriages in a negative route, I think seeing such a healthy display of marriage was also so beautiful for me to see. I believe it's so healing. It was just so nice seeing a family that's supportive. Like the main drama wasn't the family like going against the dream and then trying to stop her. No, the main obstacle was just between herself, was internally how she had to encourage herself not to give up and to trust God's plan for her life. Like when she went back to the leader, right? She was asking, she doesn't know how God could use this for good. Like she, like things like that was a conflict of this movie, but it wasn't boring. Like I wasn't ever in this movie like, when is the real drama gonna start? No, I actually found it quite refreshing that it wasn't like, the family's conflict or anyone trying to stop her in that light. It was so beautiful to see, and I felt like that was such a great example of how you should react if your child had to go something like this. Not trying to like control them, stop them, restrict them, or speaking negatively about them. I feel like the parents never even projected their fears onto their daughters. I bet they also had a couple of fears. Like when Bethany told her mom how, what happens if a guy won't like me because I don't have another arm? And that's such a legit fear. Like, if I was a teenage girl and that happened to me, okay, forget even if I was a teenage girl, even if I was married, if something like that happened to me, there could be that thought that could cross my mind of, and I'm still attractive. And her mom didn't amplify that fear. They didn't even project that fear. I'm pretty sure they could have crossed their minds, but they never mentioned it. And when he did, they told her, no, you're beautiful. The right person's gonna love you for who you are. And they try to encourage her with positivity, with faith and with belief. And I feel like that was such a beautiful thing to do. Like I believe a lot or a couple of parents could have, been like, yeah, you're right. Or, even if they say the same thing, you can tell that there's a bit of doubt in it. But no, when the mother said it, she truly believed it. And when the parents said they believe in them, they truly believed in her. They truly did believe in her. They were not just saying that. And I love that so much because I believe that's what her support system is what also gave her more peace. If they were all anxious and upset and like fearful now, that would have projected onto her, but because she had such a good family environment, it helped her accomplish her dreams and reach things much better. I love the fact that the mother also respected her when she said that she didn't want to go back in the ocean, and she tried convincing her dad of that. I feel like that was so healthy too. Like they didn't want to over push her, but also wanted her to feel comfortable enough to know it's okay if you want to take a break. It's okay if you want to give up. It's okay if you need a moment before you go back to the ocean. I felt like that was so healthy, and it showed that healthy balance so well. This was such a good family movie. I don't know if it was because I'm on my period, like I did mention that, but I was forcing myself not to tear up multiple times throughout this movie just because I could just feel the emotions. And I mentioned how this movie is just making me feel more grateful because I've been to the ocean multiple times and I've been on the road multiple times. I've been on the streets multiple times, dangerous streets. And that has never happened to me, and it could have happened to me just like it came out of nowhere. Like when that scene came in, it completely shocked me, and then everything just became chaotic. And I can imagine that's how you would feel. It's just a normal peaceful day, you're about to hang out with your friends, and then your whole life just changes. Your whole dynamic and the way you do things completely changes. And I could just feel that, and I was just getting so emotional. I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I don't deserve this that you have given me. I don't deserve life. I don't deserve two arms and two legs. Like, I really don't deserve any of this. And it pushed me. This movie, though it wasn't very loud with its biblical themes, it was still very powerful. Like the church services, talking about God's will, and all of those little things were just reminding me about the importance of gratitude and how to use your life to impact others, and how God uses all things for his own glory. And that just inspired me so much. I didn't expect it to inspire me the way it did, but it really did. In fact, like, it's making me want to just, before I go to sleep today, like take out a journal or something and just write down all the things I'm grateful for. Even ask myself, okay, what are some things that I went through that, could be inspiring for someone else? And those are the questions that this movie leaves you with. It leaves you with that spark, that it leaves you with gratitude, and it lives and inspires you to not let anything limit you for God using you. And she was not afraid to go back on the ocean. That was something that's so admirable to me. So many people, or her friend particularly, I think, asked her, are you sure you want to go back to the ocean? Because I would also assume, well, why do you want to go back to the ocean? I would think that, you'd be more hesitant to go back in the ocean because it brings back all those memories. Or even when a friend had that nightmare, I thought it was her having that nightmare. Her way of composing herself, the peace that she had, I'm pretty sure she still had her fears. Of course, she probably cried a couple of times, but just the way she carried it throughout this movie is something completely supernatural in my head, because how your life changed out of nowhere, how you coping with it so well. And I know the answer is Jesus, and that completely just touched my heart to the core. How well she didn't freak out. She could have gotten angry, she could have gotten depressed, she could have gone through so many things, but she didn't. She decided to still keep on living life, even though it was hard, even though it must be painful, and she almost gave up. But I just admire her so much for the strength that she had, and she's such a great example with so many people. I know there's so many more stories of not just her, of so many other people who face accidents, disabilities, and whenever I hear stories like this, it's a good reality check, There's so many things that we desire in life and things that we want in life that when that we can get upset about, like, God, everybody's getting a car, I'm not getting a car. But then when you hear stories like this, it kind of like shakes up your head a bit to be like, wait, what am I doing? I'm getting upset about a car. I'm getting upset about this and this and this and this, when I can literally breathe and eat cereal and go to sleep and have a pajamas and at least have a roof over my head. Like, it puts everything to perspective, and all you can say is God is good. And I just started singing a song. I was like, God, you've been so good to me, because I realized God has been so good to me. He has been good, even though it doesn't always feel like it. He has been so amazing to allow me not to be harmed like this and other people to be harmed like this. But even those people have been harmed, they still rise up to the challenges, and they still decide to say, God, you are good, and I still want to be used by you. And I just found that so beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you like and subscribe. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you watched this movie? I only found out about this movie like this month. I've never heard of this movie before, and I wonder why. I don't know if it was low budget. It doesn't seem too low budget. I don't know. I know it's a pretty old movie. It was made in 2011, but have you watched this before? What are your thoughts on this movie? Has this movie inspired you? Do you know Bethany Hamilton? How is she now? I'd like to start a conversation with you in the comments. I hope that you enjoy the next video, and I'll see you soon. A bientôt. Au revoir. Wait, it's au revoir. A bientôt.